For this relocation bracket from LMR with these wheels, you take these two bolts out. This just pushes up and slides out. Right, I just took them all out and it dropped it right down. Instead of trying to force stuff, it just comes right out, and then that's how that comes out. Pretty easy. Anyway, I don't know. Okay, so you get those bolts out, and this bolt. And this bolt. And this is the kit. With the plates. And you put this one bolt in here. And then you got to take the shock off probably. Get this. Well, I should probably point down, I suppose, and then the bracket might go in the inside. I have to actually look that up. LMR has a good video on this that you should watch, but that's where the bolt goes. Just like that. And you slide another bolt in right there on that little hole, and then the other bolt goes in the bracket. So there's a washer and a nut that goes on it just like that. I got it in. Okay, I had to do some grinding right there, and I probably overground a little bit here and there. Right there. Just took the corner off of it. If you're really careful, you can figure out exactly where to grind. There. Took some away. Now, when I let this jack down, it'll bind right there. But that's almost all the way down. It's almost down far enough where the shocks are at the end of their extension. Okay, but you want to keep the bolt on this side. So I took it off here and hung it down to put my shocks back on. And I did the same thing over here. And then I raised up the rear end until these matched up, and then I put the bolts in. See, when the weight of the car is on it, because there's no weight of the car on it right now, it's hanging. See, now it's away from that where it would normally touch, and it's kind of touching right there right now. So I might have to wind up taking it back off and grinding it some more, but I'm going to pick it up more and see what happens. Must be all the way up. No, it can't be. Oh, I probably need to tighten that. Okay. Alright, that's the weight of the car. Still got a little bit of rubbing action going on right there. Not sure it's enough to worry about. Okay, so I cut off the tab, and that's it. It's done. I'm gonna put the wheels on and go for a ride, but I think that this is gonna be just fine. Wheels are on, and that's how much room is there, and there. Really curious if it's gonna squeak or not, but I think it's only gonna, well, it might flex up and down there as the rear end goes up and down. I'm sure it will. It does, yeah, because there's a gap here. See, that's how much room it's got to move. And it's got to be almost all the way hanging down to touch there. So I'll have to jump the car in order for it to touch there. And sneak peek. There's the wheels. Looks pretty nice. Tires might stick out just a little bit. Don't let this happen to you. That's a wheel weight. It was right there when I got the wheel off. I was hearing a noise. And it made a mark. Not deep, but enough to take the paint off. And that's all it really did, is took the paint off. But I thought it was the calipers. I think that somebody balanced this and put a weight right there. Unless it was in there before, but I doubt it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that this is what the noise was, though. See, that's black paint that came on the wheel. So LMR or whoever mounted the wheels screwed me. That's a fact. Alright, I'm not going to waste anybody's time showing you this, but because I'm not going to get under there, but underneath here on the underside of there there's 3 nipples where that light's pointing. And you have to take the throttle body off and reach your arm under here and grab at the hoses. And the one little one was a little loose, and this one was sitting there wiggling, and it didn't have a clamp on it, so I'm going to put a clamp on it. It's kind of hard to get to. I'm using an electric ratchet to tighten these, because you can get the electric ratchet down in there, see? And so I'm going to get this tight, and hopefully that's the issue. Looky. That was in the middle when I went to push the hose on, and the clamp wouldn't go on because it was too tight up against the hose in this. I got to messing with it, and that is loose. I'm gonna get a clamp and put it on that too. Alright, so the vacuum lines didn't change anything. I ordered some extensions for these, and I ordered new ones just in case. It was $80 a piece for these at the store, and I went ahead and got them, but I'm not going to put them in until I get the extensions, because this one's going to be easy to unplug. But I'm going to add a extension to that because I want to put them here. Both of them. I want to move them over here because they're right in the collector and there's a little needle inside of there. I don't know if that's too close, but I know that's not too close. And there's 18 inches after it, which was what Holly said they wanted when I built my Fox body. So I'm gonna plug this hole and use this one, and it'll be plenty of distance there. And the only thing I'll have to worry about is if these leak enough to bother this, or even if this leaks enough to bother this. But at least I have the chance, and then I'll have the choice to move them from here to here and see if it works better, because I got a feeling that that's the reason why I'm 10% or 8 to 10% different on the fuel trims. Store didn't have what I needed, so I ordered spark plugs online, so that's going to be a few days. And since I know I got these vacuum leaks taken care of, what else am I doing? I checked the injectors and all the injectors were firing. So I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to be it's not because it's not getting enough fuel, and I don't think it's missing. I'm not getting any misfire codes. So I'm just going to pull it off of the lift and drive it and probably take it easy on it anyway until I get this squared away. But it's going to be a few days. Gotta wait for shit to get here in the mail. Alright, this is the data logging program for SCT. I also got the Advantage 3 programmer for tuning the car. Open that. Okay, press yes. And I want to open a data log. Let's see. This is the one I sent my tuner. Now, I could go through and get rid of all those extra lines, but I can also highlight short-term fuel trim. Okay, that's the one line that just highlighted. That's the other. Now I could go through and get rid of everything and then run the arrows like this. See that line moving? See the numbers moving as I move the line. So that short-term fuel trim number moves. Okay, well, right here, that's these two numbers. You get the percentage between those two. I used a calculator online for just finding the percent between two numbers to make it easy. And I'd take this value from this value, and it was over 5% and under 10%. And then you got the average over here, and that's for the whole log. That's the average. And if I remember right, when I calculated it, it was like 7 something percent or almost 8% on average off of each other. So these two lines, I'm just going to pause it and get rid of these other stuff. Okay, these are the two lines, right? So that's just one line. That's the other line. So the difference between here and here shouldn't be that much. That's probably 8 or 9% or 10% difference there. These two lines should be closer together. Say like this, how these two lines are close together throughout here, but every once in a while it gets all wild and crazy and gets away, and that's the difference that we're trying to stop from happening. And when I find out what it's doing, what's doing it, then this line will be down here, or this line will be up here, but they'll both be similar to the same. At some point I'll go through a video on how to make a data log.